Florida ID number 3479. This is on the same project as 1240079 US 92. This is selected for design cell 3-53. This is February 15th, as you can see on the monitor. On the 13th, Monday, I called TRDF and asked them about this because as we were out here, we noticed some sections which had a considerably larger amount of distress than what we had on the section that we marked out earlier. They agreed that we should go ahead and mark this, so here we are. And what I'll do is I'll pop up and show a panoramic view, and then we'll go along and start highlighting what we have noticed on this one test section. Remote microphone, so I'm going to be pulling up and trying to speak into the microphone from the recorder. At the beginning of the test section, pulling up, we've got about the same countryside as we had last time on 125.0. You can already notice some differences though. You can hear some of these vehicles as they cross by. You can hear the faulting in the concrete pavement. The thing I want to show right here and be very clear about is a gas line that we have, and this is about 90 feet upstream of the beginning of the test section. This line right here, as you can see on the front of the monitor, across, you see the white marker over there and on which it shows that it is a gas line. At the delineator, or just to the side of it, you can see what appears to be a meter for the gas line over there. I've got this noted also on the project field verification form. Working on around. Got a mixture of pine and palmetto in here, mostly, with some cypress. Looking back down the test section now. Again, the walking tour of the test section. The first thing that we noticed through here was a transverse crack on the first full slab within the test section. Tightly together, and it extends all the way across the lane. I'm referring to it as a low severity transverse crack. We have a corner break. What's interesting about this is this joint was not skewed across the lane. Most of the joints here are skewed 2 feet per 12 or 2 feet per the width of the lane. But as you can tell on this one, it is perpendicular to the center line. And here is our corner break, which has been patched, but we see some spalling beginning or continuing to develop within the patch and in the concrete. Referring to this as moderate severity. We have faulting throughout the test section. The typical value measured is around 0.2 of an inch. And as I mentioned before, as the traffic goes by, you can hear the faulting as they cross the joints. The maximum faulting that was measured was on up ahead before the dark portion on the concrete you see up there, which is a replaced slab, and it was around 1/2 inch. Incidentally, what they've been doing right here along the edge, and they've done this throughout the roadway in both directions, to clear off some of the grass to allow the surface water to drain off the That may help make this a rather shaky video because I am walking along the shoulder, which is obviously unpaved, and you can Watch out or I might fall down in here. Coming up on station 2, and you can see some more severe transverse cracks in a couple of slabs. I'll stop and focus down at station 2 plus 02. Got a rather severe transverse crack which is spalled. Secondary cracks which have also developed, or that is spalled. Looking on down onto the next slab. This is not in the center of the slab. This is about 4 feet or so beyond the edge, or beyond the slab at this edge of pavement, extending over to transversely to where it's about 6 feet beyond the joint over on the lane line over there. I think I can try and show that. I've got both of these entered as high severity transverse cracks. Continuing on down the length of the test section, see some places in here where looks like we've had some of the mortar wear away. What's interesting is that that is in between the wheel tracks. Coming up on station 3. Probably hear that cars that went by quite clearly, and I'm going to stop and show what appear to be the 2 worst faulted slabs within our test section here. We don't have traffic control. We're not going to try to illustrate just how much it is, but this was measured right here on the one in the foreground to be right at some more vehicles go by on this. To the crack, which it appears, or the joint which appears to be faulty. There is some evidence of some pumping in here. Right around station 3 plus 50 here, and in this area we have 2 panels which have been replaced. The darker colored ones here, and we have a portion of the following panel which is also replaced. This first panel here has a transverse crack which is developed through it, which I'm through as moderate severity. However, what I'm doing is entering this as a moderate severity rather than as a transverse crack. We don't see any distress like that in these other 2 patches, so I'm referring to those as low severity patches. Coming up to station 4 in the test section. We continue to have some fairly badly faulted joints in here. Although they were not as badly faulty as I thought they would be on the average. I thought we would have an average of around 4/10. Wound up having an average of around 2/10. Around station 4 plus 70, you can see what this is a difficult one to characterize. It looks like a corner brake, which is in the process of working its way out of the house. But it seems to be developing from the outside wheel path at the joint and working its way over towards the edge of pavement. As you can see, it has spalled some, and I'm referring to it section here. Looking downstream, we are looking to the east, obviously if we're in the eastbound lanes, which we are. Looking towards Daytona, towards the I-4, I-95 interchange, which is on up ahead of us there. Wheeling back around. There across from us. flat, level terrain. Right over here off on the side of the road near the end of the test section, and you can see that we have a high water table here. We have water standing, and we haven't had any rainfall in quite some time in this area. And with the type of trees we have back in here, it's also an indicator of conditions. So for test section 124138 on US 92 in Volusia County, Florida. This is also the last video shot on the February